Hey guys, let's talk about testosterone. Potentially this low testosterone, and people are looking for answers, and we hear it all the time. Oh, should I get this pellet? Should I put a very challenging thing on the body? And the feedback loop causes a lot of issues. So what we've got to get into first is, why is testosterone low in the first? Negative results from that. A lot of people for the first few, and we are either producing enough and issues, and that's going to be like man boobs, and through DHEA into testosterone, especially women, jobs and cars and kids and COVID and presidents and whatever you want to. They can even start lactating for some guys. A lot of actually have too much testosterone. So some women, they actually have too much testosterone, too much DHEA, and body's doing overall in its system. So definitely a good place to go is to get that testosterone tested on a regular basis. So then let's get into what we can do. So if a guy's, I've seen guys estrogen as high as a menstruating female, and so what happens is, if we have that estrogen high, but that testosterone low for a guy, usually that's some type of metabolic syndrome. So that could be an insulin resistance, that could be a blood sugar going too high, blood sugar high and low, swinging all over the place. So we know we have this metabolic syndrome going on if we see a guy with testosterone low and their estrogen at the high side. We see this all the time with people. So on that side, we've got to stabilize the blood sugar. And the best way that we can do this is get the blood sugar stabilized with a glucose monitor. So we use either a finger prick or a continuous glucose monitor, where we're testing on an every 5-minute basis. It's shooting over to your phone, and you're able to see exactly what is going on in that blood sugar at any moment. So that's a big part of what we're seeing, is that it is a blood sugar involved issue, and somebody needs to get that blood sugar as steady as they can, and that's going to do wonders, especially for guys, to keep that testosterone where it is. For women, it is all about stress and emotional stress, physical stress. Number one stressor to the adrenals is blood sugar swings, especially the dips. So you've got to stabilize your blood sugar. So stress is a huge part of why women have low testosterone. Again, we will steal to make cortisol. We will steal these hormones, and so then we will have a low DHEA, and then that will cause a low testosterone. And when that happens, then you're going to, it doesn't matter, you could take all the external testosterone you want, all these issues, and that's really a problem. I've seen a lot of women that have been on testosterone for a year, 2 years, whatever, and they start having a lot of feedback loop issues. Their other hormones get out of balance. So very rarely do we recommend people to go on testosterone. For guys, if they don't fix why it's spilling over into estrogen, they just take more testosterone, and then they're just flooding their estrogen even more. For women, the feedback loop tells the body they have enough, and then we don't make as much, and so it throws off a lot of the other symptoms. So yes, you can take a step back, and sometimes we do DHEA supplementation with patients, but before you do that, you've got to make sure the liver is detoxifying, make sure the gut is in a good place to clear out and eliminate. There's a lot of things that you've got to do first before adding in the DHEA. And then on the testosterone side, if all you're doing is just doing a pellet or slathering up testosterone, very frequently there will be low-grade symptom improvements for even a few months, but long-term, it is not a very good solution. So here, we've got to take a step back. We're talking about adrenals, we're talking about blood sugar, especially the low blood sugar. We're talking about getting a brain map and doing what's called neurofeedback if somebody is on this chronic fight or flight, stressed out reaction. And we're talking about sleep. You've got to work on that sleep state. You've got to do deep breathing exercises. You've got to get out in nature. We talked about it yesterday, some of these tips that you can do to really calm things down. So there's a lot of things that need to go into this stress response and how you've got to be able to shut it down. Don't stress about stressing, because then you're going to even make more cortisol, but ultimately you've got to be able to shut that down and really make that change. So testosterone, very, very in-depth, complex system to figure out. It's not just take some more testosterone. In guys, it's even going to make it worse. And then in women, the feedback loop is not going to fix anything. You've got to take a step back, figure out why. It's usually this side of things, and we can see some massive changes if we can help that. So love having you guys on. If you got any questions at all with testosterone, drop those down below. But this is something that it's really the why you've got to get to. It's not just a one plug that hormone in and you will be fixed. So stay strong out there, guys. Good to see you.